pasta just be pa?
When was the last time that we had the Domino's pasta? Ooh, let me try some of those chips. Where are those chips at? I can't see. There's a laptop in front of me. So what flavor is this?
Dill pickle.
Dill pickle?
Yeah, they're delicious.
The Rugrat?
Orders in the oven. Again, pasta oven, pizza oven. Which one is it?
Pasta oven, man. Oh, yeah. Right into the microphone. Throwback to when we would chew on the show into the microphone. And everybody would get so grossed out.
The last time we ordered pasta was November 15th. That's 11 days before my birthday.
Wow, that is a long time ago.
Yeah.
We've made it this far. My
18th birthday. So
I say
it was years.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. I say we've made it, but I'm also noticing the excitement about the podcast going down. Not from our side. You and I are very excited. The audience, though, haven't been hearing much. Taylor Klein, non-existent.
Oh, yeah. Remember when you wanted to be the CMO?
I haven't heard from Taylor Klein in a long time. You know who we should call right now? We should call Pete.
Yeah,
Hold on.
We can call Pete.
Hold on. Let me get the converter cable. Keeping all this in. I'm not editing it. I'm not editing a second out of the show today. I'm not editing out a second.
God.
I'm kidding.
He's gone insane.
Clearly, I'm going to do that.
At least just the chewing.
I think I can call him from my iPad actually. So here we go. Let me go ahead and.
You can call from your iPad.
Yeah, it's on Wi-Fi, bro. Oh, here we go.
Are you FaceTiming him?
FaceTime audio. What if he blows us off? Petey. Pete, are you there?
No, he's answered. He's doing the Pete
Oh.
bit.
Oh,
where
there he is.
He lets you think that the call's dropped.
Pete Jaworski, CMO, everybody.
Woo-wee.
Pete, glad to have you on. We were just talking about how the attention for the podcast has kind of dwindled of late. I've noticed the download numbers aren't as high as they were at one point, and I think there's really only one guy to blame for all this, and that would clearly be you.
I mean, if you say so.
Yeah, that's. I just said words, and that's.
No, Pete's the king of that, where you'll say something really poignant, or you need like an opinion, and he'll be like, "That's the way life is."
But Pete, tell us, what are we doing wrong on our side? What do you think?
What can we do better?
What can we do better? Yeah, let's phrase it like that. What can we do better to reach the people? Because I think we're doing great things. We're doing book reviews. We're playing. We're dishing out inventions and ideas. I mean,
my invention today, literally, will blow you away.
Oh, I got a good one too. Pete, what are we doing wrong? You're the expert.
Well, I feel like maybe crowdsourcing some information and potentially
Crowd surfing
asking
some
people
information.
Did you say crowd surfing? Do you want us to?
Crowd surf some information?
Yes,
Okay,
totally
so the first
crowdsurf.
one he said was jump off a stage and crowd surf. Okay, what's point number 2?
Point number 2 is ask your fans what they want to see out of the show.
That's a terrible idea. That's one of the worst things you've ever
Okay.
suggested. Why would we ask the fans when we are the brilliant minds behind the show? Have you heard of the inventions and things we've come up with? Not only this show, but cooler cards. We're businessmen. We ran a business.
Into the ground.
Salty Dalton and I both wrote a book.
We did read a book.
Unpublished, but it's a book. We've come up with brilliant bits and ideas over the years. Why would we trust an audience to come up with something when we know that our two brains combined is the, Steve Jobs and Bill Gates type scenario if they worked together for the same company?
They did once,
Well,
right?
Maybe. I don't know that history. So what do you
You
think,
didn't watch
Pete?
the Ashton Kutcher movie where he was like,
Yeah, but I don't think
at the
Bill
very
Gates
end,
was
at
in
the
it.
very end of the movie, he was like, "You got punked, Bill Gates." 'Cause
Yeah.
he was playing Steve Jobs, but it was really just an elaborate comeback for punked.
Yeah, what do you say about that, Pete?
Season 3.
What do you say about that? That brilliant soliloquy we just unleashed.
Soliloquy. What, you eating a dictionary?
I've been eating a dictionary, yes.
These words are out of your pay grade, kid.
Yeah. So, Pete, any final thoughts here before we let you go? You've been a real treat and delight to have on air. What do you think? What would you want to see on the Random Word podcast?
What if you just said
What
it to
would
go
I
off the
want
air?
to see? Well, it's kind of hard to see a podcast since it's all audio.
We have
But,
some video components, Pete.
Yeah, have you not seen our
true.
Instagram?
I have liked those posts.
We appreciate it. We appreciate
Yeah,
it.
absolutely.
Okay, so you didn't answer the question.
I am getting to my answer. I'm thinking about it.
Ooh, he's a little
Caught me off
testy
guard.
today. Ooh, Pete, tough day on the farm today, buddy. Oh, did that one cow kick you in the head?
Yep. I'm on a
What?
farm.
Did skateboard school go bad today, Pete? Oh man, I didn't nail the wheelie.
That ollie just wasn't good enough.
Yeah. Okay, Pete.
Um,
thanks for
I'd
coming
say-
on. No, just kidding. What do you got?
I'd say have more interviews.
Okay. Have more interviews. Well, so
Cool.
all right, man. Well, we will expect you to
Like,
compile a
have-
good
like,
list.
Actually, Pete, how about
have more
you?
guests on the show.
How about you
Pete,
book us
like-
interviews?
Pete, how about this? How about you give us a list of
No,
guests?
that's not my thing. You know, I'm not your manager.
Yes,
so.
you are though.
What do you think CMO stands for?
Chief Managing Officer.
Yeah, of marketing.
It's
It's CMOOM.
CMOOMO. LMNOP.
Pete Jaworski, everybody.
No.
All
Jaworski!
right.
Hey, good looking, Pete.
All right, Pete. Talk to you later, buddy.
all right. Later, dudes.
Oh man, great appearance by Pete on the podcast.
You could not be less interested.
Yeah, we clearly disturbed him from everything, and he probably wasn't even doing anything.
I have heard really good feedback on the Bad Book Club.
So have I.
We've got a few people, and Ashley herself is also reading the book. I
like that.
And so what we'll do during the day is she'll send screen caps. We're both very far ahead in this.
Yeah, you
book.
guys are way further. I was like, hey man, we're gonna do a couple chapters at a time. And you're like, all right, cool. I finished the book.
Yeah, and so we're pretty deep in the weeds, and so she'll send me like screen caps, and it's something I've already highlighted, and
Yeah.
I'm like, yes,
Okay.
that is like, yeah.
Okay. I mean, I will say we've got a couple interesting chapters to talk about later on in the show. We're going to talk about chapters 3 through 5 and read an excerpt. I can't really say that word. Excerpt? Excerpt. Okay, I think I did it that time. We got Bad Book Club and other things. I wanted to mention you real quick. And I also, by the way, I also have been getting good feedback on Bad Book Club. I was told that we could do an entire podcast just on that, and then I went on iTunes and found like 15 podcasts that do that. But they're all from like 2016, so we got a chance. That would be the 4th podcast I think we're working on or something. So
Or
Abby and I,
we're a once a week thing. I said, or we dedicate one show a week
yeah.
to it, and then
We already tried that with Drunkards and Dragons. That was a 3-episode and flop. Apparently, nobody is interested. No, actually, we are going to do Drunkards and Dragons again. Maybe over Christmas break.
well, I just talked to my to my dad or
Pat.
Glenner Sven,
Glenn and Sven.
and he's down to do it over Christmas break. So.
All right, I'm down too. So look for that. Also look for our best of Christmas break too. I got to start working on that. Got a couple weeks, but I wanted to mention to you, Salty Dalton, that on Saturday, Abby and I did the dinner and movie kind of date combo.
Okay.
So we went to Senor Tequila's in Ashburn. It's a different location than the Sterling one, which is my favorite. So we went to the Ashburn location to check it out. Very different, weird, okay, but different. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. Because then after that, we were going to go see the 15th year anniversary of Elf.
Oh,
I
were
told you
you?
we were going to go see that. So that was
At the
playing at the movie
Alamo
theater.
Draft House,
So it wasn't at the Alamo. It was at a different theater in Ashburn, surprisingly. And it was just us and then like a family. It was like a grandparents combo, it looked like, and then like 3 or 4 grandchildren.
Oh, you mean in the audience?
In the
You
in
could
the,
count on like
Yes.
two hands.
Yes, because it was literally, and they were in the same row as us. So it was Abby and I at the end row, and then it was these 2 grandparents, a couple seats over, and 4 kids. And the only reason I mention this is for the entire second half of the movie, what would happen was there was one of the kids had a soda, and he had just finished that soda,
Was he?
and all he did for the second half of the movie was,
Oh no.
and then he would kind of pull back and pause for a sec, and then he'd go back up on the straw and go, and then would take a break when there was nothing else to slurp. 5 minutes later, and this was, so at one point, Abby and I looked at each other and we are kind of talking, and we're just like, hey, do you hear this too? And she's like, oh yeah, no, I hear it. And we both kind of turn and look and see that like the 2 grandparents were trying to catch an eye and be like, hey, do you guys not fucking hear this? Because that's pretty fucking annoying. No reaction from the grandparents. They didn't even bat an eye at the sound that was happening 2 inches from their face.
Were they dead?
No, they were alive. But this happened for, and I'm not joking, just for the sake of the show, a half hour. And we were in that weird space where
I feel like after
do you say something?
after 5 goddamn minutes of that during first of all, it's a movie theater where there are 6 people in it.
Yes.
I would have walked up to the kid, smacked it out of his hand onto the ground, and just said,
I
"No,
know.
stop it.
I know.
Stop it.
I know.
No."
I was worried in that space because all I could think, and Abby and I were trying to make it loudly known. Like, we kept turning and staring directly at the family, our heads like hanging out in the aisle, being like, "Hey guys, do you not fucking hear that?" We couldn't really do that. And then I was like, what do I say if I go up to him and I just go, "Hey, can you tell your kid can stop slurping the drink?" In the middle of Elf, it's a kid's movie, and then I like felt bad, so we ended up just dealing with the slurping the rest of the time for a half hour of the movie.
Did you think about moving seats? Why
It's
don't you go
assigned
all the way to
seats.
that?
It's assigned seats.
In a movie theater that was fucking empty, Ben.
It says E4 and 5. I'm sitting in E4 and 5.
So when those people with those weird first of all,
the wands?
they're not even gonna be fucking policing the movie Elf. And when they walk in, they'll be like,
never know, man.
"Huh? Well, what do you know about that? Hey, sir,
Also,
I know,
why do they
I know
need
it's
the
empty.
light up?
I'm gonna need you to get back to E4.
Why do they need to light up wands, those people? Because the movie is a giant screen of light that's shining light on. Now, I know movie theaters are kind of dark. I know they turn the lights off.
They're pretty dark.
But do they really need the little, you know how they
Yes,
carry
that's
the
how
baton?
they see if you're doing drugs.
I didn't know that.
Because the light reflects, and it reflects back cocaine in a different color.
I don't think that's why they have that.
No, that is.
It's to stop kids from like giving each other hand jobs. That's
Wait,
what it's
what
for. They slap it.
They slap what? They slap their dick?
I don't know. Dick, hand, whatever's happening down there.
But like, he's not gonna yell at you. He's gonna be like, "Hey, yeah." You walk in, the first thing you notice is be like, "Hey, you in P8? Hey, buddy, back down here.
Yeah, otherwise-
E4, let's go."
yeah.
And then you're like, "Well, no one else is in here. I don't get paid enough to give a about your problems." And he drags you out like United, just punches you in the
I was
face.
worried, man. I was like, what do I say? What if I say to the grandparents, "Hey, your
try
kid's
to
being
throw it?
loud," and they go, "You know what? We paid for this movie too. He can slurp as much as he wants." And then I'm like in this weird position where it's like, I mean, I just paid for Elf, and which is a movie that I could just. They're giving away DVD copies of this movie. It's not even that
You
great
didn't
of
pay
a movie.
for Elf 2, the slurp roll.
The slurp roll?
Slurp roll. It's like
Is
the
that like a
sequel.
corporal? Oh, okay. I thought you were saying like the slurp roll, and it's like a corporal in the army.
You've been recruited, son.
I'm slurp roll. Welcome to my battalion.
Santa's forces are having a tough time against the Easter Bunny.
But yeah, it was an annoying experience.
That
And then
sounds
we went
terrible.
over to the Light Up Festival off of 28. Have you seen that? They've got like
Light
a
Up Festival?
yeah. It's a whole thing where it's like
Is it the Bull Run Light Show?
it's not. No, I've been to the Bull Run. I'm an expert on the Bull Run Light Festival. I know exactly what you see.
We went to Zoo Lights.
The leapers leaping, and then you
Nope.
see the Noel, and you're like, oh, there we go. We're driving underneath. Oh, look at the shiny snowflakes in the sky. I'm an expert. I've done that date move 100 times. I could count it on the back of my hand how many times I've been to the Bull Run Light Show. I know
You could count it on the back of your hand.
they got the Santa Claus, and they got all the stuff, and you got to drive like 10 miles an hour, and then like
It took 2.5 hours to get into that thing.
yeah, it takes a long time. I've done the Bull Run Light Show. The dogs are not happy.
Ooh, it couldn't be the pasta.
No, that's way too soon for pasta.
They're on the way.
Pasta oven doesn't move that quick.
They left the store 5 minutes ago.
No, it's got to be Ashley. 5 minutes in this traffic? No way.
Ashley! Hey! It's Ashley. I confirm.
Okay, appreciate that.
There's a verbal confirmation.
That's good. No, so Light Up Festival is different. So it's like these giant structures. Like there's a
Bull Run Light Show.
no, there's a Capitol building. There's the Tower of no, it's the French one, Eiffel Tower. I was gonna say Tower of Pisa. Eiffel Tower. There's like the Sydney Opera House, and there's like dinosaurs. And like it's all like
The other well-known
no,
landmark.
Exactly. It is kind of weird.
The Eiffel Tower. Oh my God, the Opera House. And look, the dinosaurs.
There's
remember?
there's no theme or rhyme or reason to the Light Up Festival because it's like here's some countries and continents, and then it's like here's a dinosaur, and then like they have like other animals like that, and it's all just kind of lit up, and it's a Light Up Festival, and you pay like $30, and you walk through for 10 minutes, and you go, it's too cold, let's go home. and it's a giant waste of money. And I spent it and went. And then they have they also have the carnival thing, kind of like the Bull Run Festival, but it's not the Bull Run Light Up show or Light Up Lights.
I don't know.
Look, you can look up Light Up Fest, and it's there, and it's in Ashburn. It's by One Loudon, and it's not worth the money, so don't go.
Okay. You know what? I was on the edge there, and
I figured.
I almost went. I almost bought the tickets while you were talking to me, but I won't.
All right. Do you want to talk about anything else here before we hit the intro?
No, I guess not. I mean, I don't know.
I know we prepare a lot of stuff, and then because the problem is we can't have the intro be 30 minutes, and then we'd start the show. But we'll touch on some of this stuff throughout the show. Don't you worry. Don't you fret, little guy. Hey, you little working guy. Look at that little tie. Everybody see it on the camera? Look at that little tie he's got
guys.
there. Yeah. Is it first day on the job? At the candy factory, working with Santa?
Yep, this is what you have to wear. It's
Yeah,
mandatory.
Candy Factory is a pretty pin-up place. You gotta make sure it's a tight ship that they run at the Candy Factory. That could be a good remote recording thing that we do is we go to a candy factory or a gummy bear factory.
Super loud machines in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny. No, dude, I would crush a gummy bear factory.
That would be great.
I don't want to take this conversation to like a different route.
Sure.
But just look at me dead in the eyes. I swear to, I will literally sneak away
Okay.
and I will jump into a vat of gummy bears.
I believe it.
I will crush gummy bears.
I know. That's why I got you that for your birthday. Happy birthday, by the way.
Thanks, buddy.
Month late. All right, we'll just break somewhere in there, or somewhere earlier. I don't know. I usually just pick a spot and roll with it. Whenever I'm like, all right, I'm so tired of editing this, I'm gonna cut this earlier.